The charity MenCap says that people with learning disabilities are being failed by the NHS, resulting in unrecognised pain, delays in treatment, and even orders not to resuscitate being applied without family consent. One couple with 2 disabled daughters believe their younger child, Tina, died unnecessarily in 2009. They say she wasn't given the right treatment by her GP or the hospital because of her learning disabilities. The case has been referred to the Health Ombudsman.
We are absolutely petrified if our other daughter ever became sick and she had to go into hospital and there was a repetition of the care that Tina received and if Vicky became ill. And needlessly, other vulnerable individuals with learning difficulties are dying needlessly.
We've heard a lot in recent years about parents refusing to have their children immunized. Some worry that common vaccines could potentially lead to autism. Now, though, more physicians are simply saying no to parents like that, according to the Wall Street Journal. We visited one pediatrician who's already sent some parents packing. At the Northwestern Children's Practice in Chicago, this is a familiar sound. That's because the practice requires parents of all their patients agree to have their children vaccinated.
Vaccines have done more than anything else over the past 100 years to help improve the health of children.
When Dr. Scott Goldstein and his partners announced the new policy last year, they knew some parents wouldn't like it, and they would just have to go.
If you don't believe in the fundamental thing that we believe in, then you need to go somewhere else.
But most, like Amy and Peter Malinowski, agree on the importance of vaccination.
It's good for her to keep her safe and healthy, and also for the community and for, some vulnerable populations out there who could get sick if she wasn't vaccinated.
I think it makes a lot of sense. I just don't want my child to be around kids who aren't vaccinated.
And this practice isn't the only one.
And the link, too, that some parents have raised about between vaccines and autism. Don't some parents have the right to be concerned?
There is an overwhelming, growing body of evidence that shows that there is not a link between vaccines and autism.
I see your passion with it, but I've seen so many parents who say, listen, I have a child and I think that there is a link, but I hear what you're saying.
I think that when we make medical decisions, we have to base medical decisions on science, not on emotion, not on an anecdote, not on what some mother claims she knows to be true for her child. And if you look at the science, they're a safe and the most effective way we know to prevent illness.
So you're saying vaccines?
Absolutely. I vaccinated my own children, I vaccinate my patients, and I would do it again. Look, my own father had polio.
Yeah.
All you have to do is hear his story of what it was like to be 13 years old, to think you're going to die, to watch the person next to you die, not know how it is that the disease is transmitted and how to treat it. The problem is these vaccines are a victim of their own success. Yes. We don't see these diseases as much anymore, so parents don't realize how devastating they were for communities.
From the streets of Port-au-Prince to the halls of Parliament, Haitians are singing the same refrain. The UN must go.
For us, the presence of the UN in Haiti is a scandal. It's not useful for anyone.
The UN mission, known as MINUSTA, consists of 11,000 peacekeepers. They were sent to Haiti to provide security and build government institutions in a country plagued by corruption, poverty, and violence. But after 8 years, the mission's popularity is at an all-time low, thanks to a series of scandals, from allegations of sexual abuse on the part of peacekeepers to accusations of spreading cholera.
The UN force consists of about 3,000 international police officers. Since 2006, a big part of their mission has been training Haitian police with exercises like this. But building a force from scratch has proven to be a slow process.
2004, there were around 3,500 police people, many of them accused of high corruption. Now we have 10,000.
The UN estimates it will take until 2016 to have enough police to maintain law and order in this country of 10 million people.
Hello everyone, welcome to Global Government News. Today is Wednesday, February 22nd, 2012, and I'm Darko. Time is flying. It really is. My website is ggnonline.com, and ddarko2012 and ddarko2013 are my YouTube channels. Please check them out. I got a lot of news to get to. I just wanted to put out there, though, starting off with the Haitian video. You know, that video coming from Al Jazeera is not surprising that it's just propaganda, and they're trying to promote Martelli's police state. They're trying to build up their first, their first military again, and their big police force. And so it's not so much that they went in there and they raped their people and then they triggered an earthquake. I'm talking about this global faction of elites and that using weather weapons to bully their way into countries and force certain measures on them. And of course, spreading cholera was one of them. And a eugenics operation, the Haitian people were just left there. And so it's not so much that all those things happened or occurred, it's because they don't have enough police pigs on the streets. I find that very aggravating. I think that you should too if you have your head out of your ass. Also, this woman here just infuriated me about the firing people who refuse vaccines, and so you can go in there and check out the full video. That was just a short clip of it, but I'll say it over and over again to that theory or that explanation by that woman. It's like I said before, it's not like a male chauvinist pig. So if you're a new listener, just know that. But it's usually females that do end up promoting this eugenics operation, this eugenics agenda, which hasn't gone away since World War II. It's actually increased. It's just more covert. But what is it? It's that her idea is that, oh, it's because of all the vaccines that everybody's so healthy and they're living longer, and we don't understand because we're too stupid, and we got to get vaccinated, otherwise we'll have more pandemics. Well, the problem is that it's the same people like that promote the false notion, the junk science. The science that she was talking about was actually junk, crap, garbage science that is not based off reality or any facts. It's just based off political and emotional agenda, which is to kill people, kill you and I, people who don't have a lot of money, people who have an idea of freedom. That's who they want to kill, and they want to attack them while they're young. That's why babies scream, because they know that it's not good for them. But what? It's those people with that mentality that are the same people that promote the overpopulation myth, which is a myth, right? So they'll go on the rampage and say there's too many people on the earth, but we got to care for them, we got to vaccinate them, we got to give them Planned Parenthood, contraceptives, right, abortions, and all that good stuff. Says here, did poor vaccine response contribute to California's whooping cough outbreak? So it goes on and it says, California had found an unexpected amount of pertussis whooping cough in preteen children who have received their mandatory school entry vaccination booster at age 5 and should have been protected from the disease until about their final childhood booster dose at age 12. In other words, phase 2 of their eugenics. So this is the insanity, like the Prevnar for infants that was actually maiming and killing them. So they took it away for the babies, and then they just authorized it and cleared it for the adults. The H1N1 vaccine, which they recommended for what? They say people with a weak immune system. So they go for the elderly, they go for the pregnant women, and they go for the children. Now that's because they want to kill them. See, they want to maim them. They don't want them to procreate. They want to decrease the numbers. It's not because they have a weak immune system. Because vaccines, actually, they don't increase your immune system. If you do it naturally, you'll have a stronger immune system. Every time you do a vaccine, it weakens it in the long run. So these people had the vaccines, mandatory style, so it didn't even help them. So what's their solution going to be? Oh, they should have had more doses, because what? They said that the vaccines may have protected children less time. In other words, it was weaker. That's what they said. That was what the reason was for giving 2 vaccines to babies for the H1N1. See, we need to vaccinate more. No, it could be that people's immune systems are becoming weak because of the aerosols that are being sprayed, including barium. But also people are becoming poor and they're not able to eat the right way, and they're not getting the nutrition that they need. They're becoming weaker and they're becoming more sick. Sorry, I'm stammering, or not stammering, but taking a while to get through these articles here, but I just wanted to put that out there. If I have to make 4 videos today, I'll do it. So more doctors fire vaccine refusers. So you go in there's an actual article instead of the video. You can check that out. Unvaccinated kids banned from Indiana school due to measles outbreak. So it says mass hysteria over a measles outbreak in Hamilton County, Indiana, has led to health officials there to irrationally prohibit all unvaccinated children from attending two public schools. So, see, they blame it on them. So they're discriminating against these students who haven't been vaccinated for measles, some of whom are even allergic to the vaccine. One confirmed case in the school setting constitutes an outbreak and will trigger an outbreak procedure as designated by state and local health department, read one memo from the Clay School. Vaccine exemptions, do they really put non-vaccinated children at risk? And it goes on and says, so the first case that they're trying to make in this article is that there's a legal presumption, which is what? A religious exemption. It says that basically they would not have enacted these exemption laws if their exercise would pose a significant health risk. Also, not only do non-immune children, or vaccinated or not pose a significant health risk now, they pose no significant future risk, as protective laws and procedures have been put into place to account for them. For example, most states require exempt children to stay home from school during a local outbreak, but non-immune vaccinated children are not required to stay home, presumably because of the inconvenience of identifying them. Next up, we have combo vaccine may raise babies' risk for fever-cause seizures. It says babies and toddlers can sometimes spike fevers that lead to seizures, which can be terrifying for parents. Those seizures, called febrile seizures, have sometimes been linked to childhood vaccines. So kind of a tragic story, right? Because all these parents, they don't know what to do, right? And they're being told by the people they're supposed to trust, i.e. the eugenicists, the doctors, the scientists, that they should do this if they care about their children, because if they don't do it, remember in the last set of videos I made, if you don't get your child vaccinated, you don't love them or care for them. Well, then they do it, and then what happens? Their child gets what? SIDS, or sudden infant death syndrome. And what is that from? That's from the vaccines. And their children are murdered, and they watch him die in front of their eyes, right? So then we have flu shots with side effects on offer. Again, flu vaccine banned from children, found to trigger the most side effects in adults, has again been selected for the nation's flu immunization program on the grounds of the Australian-made product would guarantee supply. So of course, the taxpayers will spend $117 million for their dose of eugenics in Australia. Then a U.S. government program secretly injected people with plutonium. And the U.S. government is able to legally experiment on the population, just so you know. So they can do whatever they want. And just because they did it in the 40s doesn't mean that they're not doing it now, like eugenics. Says here, ex-judge in Massachusetts defends forced abortion ruling. Retired Massachusetts judge on Tuesday defended a decision to order a mentally ill woman to have an abortion and be sterilized against her wishes, as she blasted Boston University for rescinding a job offer after her ruling sparked controversy. Disturbing Gattacan actions. Can you be fired for your genes? The prisoner in his cell. The number of complaints about genetic discrimination are on the rise. Says here in 2010, Pamela Fink, an employee of Connecticut Energy Company, charged that she had been fired because she carries genes that predispose her to cancer. It's called GINA, the Genetic Information Non-Discrimination Act, which our people are suing under, according to the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission's annual report released last month. There were 245 genetic discrimination complaints in a fiscal year 2011, up more than 20%, and so are the compensation or damages. Eugenics, the skeleton that rattles, the loudest in the left's closet. Socialism's one-time interest in eugenics is dismissed as an accident of history, but the truth is far more impalpable. So you can go in there and read this for time's sake. The bigger truth is, of course, this is the author, is that the poor, who have always done most of the actual productive, hard physical work in the physical world, while idle elites plot to rob them of their birthright. But basically it goes on and says that this author, Friedland, goes on to basically mislead his readers. We have African leaders reject UN call for homosexual equality. Leaders and government officials of at least 4 African states publicly resisted United Nations Secretary Ban Ki-moon's recent call for an end to social and legal discrimination against homosexuals in Africa. And this is a global government push of the elites. I'm not against homosexuality, but it's being promoted for a reason. And it says here, member of European Parliament has questions about EU funding for homosexualist lobby. That's right, there's things going on in the media right now trying to promote what having sex, you know, necrophilia and stuff like that, basically trying to destroy and rip the fabric of society that's held us together for so long. They want to break relationships. They want to break family. They want to break society. Zach Avery, 4, is among the youngest in Britain to be diagnosed with gender identity disorder, or GID. And finally, politically progressive parents who withdraw their children from government re-education camps are ideologically hypocrites who undermine the common good, insists Dana Goldstein, the Schwartz Fellow at the New America Foundation. This is GGN, and I'm Darko. Thank you.